The moment the cityscape of New York unfurled beneath the plane, I felt a pulse of exhilaration course through me. This was a fresh canvas, a new adventure, a new start. Manhattan, armor-adorned with its glittering skyscrapers and neon signs, cradled a sense of palpable energy that I knew held the potential for me to transform Neural Nest into an entity to be reckoned with. Yet stepping into the city felt as much as embarking on a personal journey as it was professional. Beneath the dazzling marquee of possibilities, I was also trying to escape the lingering notes of heartbreak back in Seoul. The memory of stepping into the new Neural Nest office is still vivid in my mind. It seemed less like a physical location, and more like a tangible aspiration, a living symbol of my dreams and ambitions that I could now literally walk within. As the commencement speeches echoed in the room and the team clinked their champagne glasses in unison, there was an undeniable sense of anticipation mixed with the air. And I couldn't dismiss the underlying strain of insecurity, questioning whether I could really pull this off. Yet, it was these very fears and uncertainties that fueled my resolve. During the moving ceremony for Neural Nest's new hub, smiles were shared, fun-filled memories were committed to the heart, and the air shivered with anticipation, asserting an unspoken promise. The promise of uncertainty, the promise of challenges, and above all, the promise of growth. We were standing on the cusp of something brilliant, something that had the potential to change the world. If Seoul provided me the roots and the realization of dreams, New York was now the stage for our ambitious roller coaster ride to take off. As the applause died down, the laughter softened, I found myself consumed in a trance of visions of scaling my startup, growing it from an inventional space in New York to a game-changer on the global frontier. Despite the daunting journey ahead, I knew deep down I was ready to face whatever came my way. It felt like Neural Nest was finally ready to take flight on the grand stage of New York, and I was poised at its helm. This was where the rubber hit the road. This was where dreams morphed into reality. And as I stood in that room gazing at my team, my partners in this dream, I knew that together, we were unstoppable. As Neural Nest began to make its home in the concrete jungle of New York, I found myself diving headfirst into the realities of my role as a founder. This sense of reality hit a crescendo when we secured our first big client for Neural Nest. It was an exhilarating day filled with high fives, smiles, pats on the back, and an overwhelming sense of validation. Just securing the client felt like winning a marathon, gaining their trust, assuring them of our capabilities, and convincing them to put their faith in a startup, especially one so freshly rooted. But it was more than just a client. It was a testament to the tireless nights spent perfecting our AI solutions, the relentless brainstorming sessions, and our team's unwavering faith in our vision. It was a triumphant moment that brought an unspoken promise. Yes, we were here to make a difference. Yet with the celebrations, there was this gripping feeling of realness that washed over me. The pressure was on. We needed to deliver, to meet the high expectations we had set for ourselves, to validate the trust placed in us. Every sigh of relief seemed to be chased almost immediately by a tightening knot in my stomach, a sharp reminder of the impending challenges. Will we be able to keep up? Will our solution work as expected? Can we stand our ground amidst the giants in the tech industry? No longer were we just fighting to establish ourselves. We now had a responsibility, a commitment to our client, a reputation to uphold. I could feel myself getting tangled up in my web of anxious thoughts, but embracing this anxiety, I realized, was a crucial part of my entrepreneurial journey. Yes, doubts hovered like stubborn clouds, but then again, it was these very uncertainties that kept us on our toe, ready to pivot, adapt. I remember looking out my office window over the hustle and bustle of New York, reflecting on the magnitude of what we had achieved. I found myself drawn into the synchronous chaos of the city, now more part of it than ever before. Our vision was no longer confined to a whiteboard, no longer a concept only in presentations or pitched in anxious meetings. It was becoming real, palpable. In this city of dreams, we were carving out our own space, bearing the flag of Neural Nest. After all, it was these wins amidst doubts and fears that truly celebrate the spirit of entrepreneurship, right? Living in New York, a city that resonates to its own frenzied soundtrack, I crossed paths with Lisa at a startup event. Her electrifying personality filled the room as we exchanged thoughts on the tech scene. Encapsulating a blend of exuberance, intelligence, and an equally enthralling tech-savvy demeanor, Lisa was hard to go unnoticed. Our greeting transcended through introductions into a 2-hour-long discussion about AI's intensity on ethics, its future, and our combined penchants for hiking. Our conversation unfolded like a Go game, each statement paving the next, our shared passion for technology as riveting as Go's black and white stones on the grid. Perched on a backdrop of the city's nocturnal buzz, curiosity peaked and a connection brewed. Somewhere between discussing neural networks and New York's best hiking trails, I was drawn towards her spark that mirrored my own ambitions. Lisa wasn't just another tech enthusiast. Beyond her understanding of the tech world, Lisa cradled a unique viewpoint, appreciating the beauty in code and its imperfections, respecting the chaos, yet ardently aiming to establish order. Her words filled the empty spaces in my thoughts, like chords harmonizing to create a beautiful piece of music. Struck by her unwavering gaze and blunt honesty, our shared drive, and the undeniable chemistry from the deliciously windswept conversation, I felt a spark, a connection. Cautiously stepping onto the grounds of something more than friendship, we'd spend countless nights conversing over just one more cup of coffee that turned into several. Intertwined attraction and deep-rooted respect led to fonder feelings, eventually culminating in a relationship blooming against New York's cityscape. A connection that started as a shared passion for tech soon evolved into a partnership that had its roots in shared ambitions, interspersed with moments of shared laughter and the comforting silence we found in each other. In the pursuit of entrepreneurial dreams, amidst the aggressive dynamics of the startup ecosystem, this relationship brought balance. It hugged us warmly in our solitude in the big city. It gave us shared laughs and handed us dreams under the stars. Among the city's relentless rush, Lisa became an oasis, her presence a melody in the midst of the startup cacophony. I found solace in our shared dreams and passions. In the chaos of New York, amidst the turbulence of neural nest, our narrations were the quiet I needed. The months turned into beautiful memories as Lisa and I embarked on the journey of a lifetime. We officially cemented our relationship in the madness that New York breeds, against the backdrop of a silhouetted skyline. It was as if the city, with its skyscrapers towering over us, was a silent spectator, humbly witnessing two souls intertwine amidst a love story unfolding within its confines. Lisa, a name that meant more than just a partner. Our relationship was a dance, one filled with moments oscillating between shared laughter and profound silent looks that spoke volumes. It was Lisa who held my hand when the city's relentless pace threatened to succumb me. Inconsistencies, roadblocks, financial hoops, and the constant churn of startup life. The sheer exhilaration grotesquely coupled with strains of anxiety. Her calming presence became a soothing melody that played on the strings of my heart, a blessing I was profoundly thankful for. Our relationship was an enigma beautifully wrapped within New York's chaos. Work and love melted into a seamless routine, each supporting the other, filling what could have been lonely nights of solitude with warm companionship. The confines of the neural nest office buzzed with lively chatter and clattering keyboards during the day, but by night it transformed into an oasis of shared dreams, unspoken yet understood ambition, and seemingly endless conversations over steaming coffee. Almost effortlessly, Lisa fit into each aspect of my life, the pieces falling together like a perfectly coded software. Our shared hunger for success did not remain confined into our professional lives. It branched out, pouring into our relationship, reinforcing the bond, turning us into each other's sanctuary. Every breakthrough, every success, every failure at the office was a shared experience, each as poignant as the reciprocal feelings we nurtured for each other. We were a partnership discerned beyond boardrooms and keynote speeches. Our love became another beacon guiding my voyage through the tumultuous sea of startup ambitions. Any notion of loneliness that previously threatened to consume me before Lisa vanished into the abyss of our shared dreams and synchronized smiles. Amidst the bustle of New York, in the heart of Neural Nest's hustle, I had found my refuge, my home, Lisa. As the company found its pace, I found myself deeply engrossed in scaling decisions. Every pivot, every financial pursuit, every team change was poised at a crucial juncture. Simultaneously, Lisa and I began exploring New York together. Navigating the ebb and flow of the city became our weekend ritual. Be it leisurely strolls in Central Park, the vibrant cafes, bustling farmers' markets, or simply gazing upon the city's skyline, these shared moments framed an incredible tableau glued over a backdrop of ordinary city facilities. Unearthing hidden gems in the New York food scene was a delight shared with an equal fervor by Lisa and me. Every new eatery we discovered was like an adventure, adding a twist to the already flavorful journey we've embarked upon. We discovered common tastes and unique quirks in each other, nurturing our bond over shared meals and vibrant city scenes. On these city escapades, I found an adventurous side of Lisa that mimicked my own spirited exploration. It was during one such city trek that we decided to undertake a day-long hike at the Catskills. We agreed that it would be a testament to our collective spirit, a symbol of our journey both together and independently. As we navigated the tracks strewn amidst nature's expanses, it seemed like an analogy to our lives, sometimes traversing boulders of challenges, sometimes cruising on smooth pathways of joy. Gazing upon the world from the summit, the setting sun lent an unearthly glow to the skyline. It felt as if the universe conspired to celebrate our unity in its magical spectacle. The reminiscence of that breathtaking sunset still glows within me, a memory marked not just by the sheer beauty of the sight, but by the bond it strengthened. Upon our return, our shared experiences in the heart of nature found an echo in our everyday conversations. And inevitably, I saw them subtly seeping into our work, a shared sense of purpose and resilience that marked our journey. A symbol that stuck with me from that unforgettable day was a singular, sturdy tree at the summit. Rooted firmly, yet with branches reaching out towards the sky, that tree was a tangible vision of the journey Lisa and I, like neural nest, had embarked upon. We were growing, individually, collectively, professionally, standing firm amidst life's storms and reaching out towards our dreams, just like that tree was reaching out towards the open sky. Just as the landscape around the tree had changed over seasons and years, we too were evolving, growing with each step and misstep. In the same spirit of growth, Neural Nest was evolving, in a city that was all about evolution and reinvention. The momentum of euphoria from our hike didn't spare me from the suffocating reality of scaling a startup. Something that seemed like a fruitful end, securing the funding, was actually the starting line of a race of endurance. Suddenly, I found myself shouldering the force of an avalanche headed towards us, a pinnacle moment where the entire weight of countless responsibilities began bearing down on me. From securing larger office space, to hiring valuable talent, discussing company projections, to managing relationships with investors, all became my everyday routine. In what felt like a whirlwind, we were challenged by a technical issue in Neural Nest's main product, just as we were gaining traction. It was like climbing a steep hill and losing your footing, rolling back down to the bottom. The gravity of the situation wasn't lost on me. Our credibility, our promise to our investors, and our hard-earned reputation in the market was all hanging in the balance. Charging head-on with a resilient team, we squandered days and nights implementing solutions, debugging, testing, and preparing contingencies. The adrenaline, the pressure, the unspoken fear, it was all knitted into our collective memory, a testament to our team's spirit. After countless sleepless nights, gallons of coffee, missed meals, and lapses in normal conversation, we achieved what we aimed for. For a painstakingly long week, we had teetered on the brink of a startup catastrophe, only to pull back stronger, showing we had the mettle to face the first of our many challenges to come. In many ways, this first hurdle was a breakthrough of sorts, a trial by fire that didn't incinerate us but fueled us. It was a proud celebration, not merely of solving a technical glitch, but of overcoming an existential threat, one which defined us as a team, as hardy entrepreneurs, and as survivors. As the dust of the crisis was settling down, I found myself striding down a long corridor in our office, hearing the murmurs of the team discussing the ordeal. The faces wore a new pride, a mark of survival, silently echoing the achievement we had collectively conquered. I remembered something my professor at Berkeley had once said. In the face of adversity, we learn the strength of our spirit and the resilience of our unity. Those words rang in my head, imbuing a newfound respect for this spirit of entrepreneurship. The feeling was complex, a blend of an intense rush of adrenaline mingled with a sense of calm aftermath, and I found myself in the tranquil eye of this startup storm. I descended into introspection, mulling over the path that had led us here and marveling at our amazing progression. Realizing that entrepreneurship is not just about an idea or a dream, rather it's about betting against all odds and exhibiting sheer resilience in times of hardship, was a revelation, rather bitter yet necessary. Sitting alone in my office later that night, I listened to the distant hum of the city outside, a symphony born out of the intermingling hustle and lazy ambience. The sound echoed our journey, chaotic yet harmonic, overpowering yet reassuring. The city that never sleeps had subtly wound itself around our lives, its constant hum reminding us of our relentless march forward. I was starting to understand the rule of the game, rather the essence of this exhilarating journey, to breathe under pressure, to relish the victories, and to draw lessons from the setbacks. On days like these, I often found solace playing Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata on my piano, its melancholic strains a perfect mirror to our startup setbacks and triumphs. As each note resonated around the room, it reverberated through me, soothing my wired nerves and clearing out the mental clutter. My hands navigated through familiar chords, their soft rhythm subtly resonating with the remnants of the day's chaos, forging a tranquil escape. The gentle, serene melody drowned the noise of the city, the anxieties of running a startup, the constant piling up of responsibilities, and offered a brief respite amidst the whirlwind. As an entrepreneur, I've often felt like a miniature figure racing against the grand clock of ambitions, and pastime such as playing the piano offers a rare pause to catch my breath, to relax, and most importantly, to reflect. In the grand scheme of things, it reminded me that while scaling mountains of challenges, we often forget to appreciate the surrounding sceneries. This was a ritual for me to lose myself in the rhythm and to be reminded of the drive that keeps me going, the very force that makes me believe in Neural Nest, in our team, in our dream. On my journey so far, not much has remained consistent, but the peaceful solace that this melody brings is as unfailing as gravity, as comforting as a homely shelter amidst a storm.